kind of lunch do you want today? Ham? Tuna? Welcome to my first vlog. So guys, welcome to my first vlog. My name is Kavisha. I am a Sri Lankan American living in Melbourne, Australia. I had the idea to start this blog or vlog for quite a while now, but for whatever reason I've put it off. So with all this time in quarantine, I've decided to go ahead and start. Initially it was supposed to be me, traveling around Melbourne and in Australia, going to Starbucks and getting yelled at by my cousins, that sort of thing. And then 2020 happened. And enter quarantine. So this has now turned into a vlog around my apartment. So in Melbourne, we have entered into quarantine again. I think we're a couple weeks into quarantine at this point again. So pretty much the rules are it's curfew after 8 p.m. and you're allowed no more than 5 kilometers outside of your apartment. You are allowed about an hour of exercise per day. I'm someone who's on that border of introvert extrovert. So for me, it hasn't been too tough being inside my apartment, but I think for the first, 1.5 months, I literally just sat on my couch and worked for hours. And now I'm in a lot of back pain that I've never felt before. So, me living alone with my cat, just not really seeing anybody at this point, I thought I would just create a quick video about some of the things that have helped me during quarantine. The first thing is mental health. I think I process my thoughts by trying to understand what's happening. So for me to really break down what I'm feeling and try to understand why I'm feeling that way and what that might be, that's really helpful to me. So using the EAP assistance that's available through work for me to try to understand exactly what I'm feeling and going through during quarantine. So I would definitely encourage you to reach out to any sort of available network that you might have and really talking to someone about your feelings and what you're going through. Number 2 is journaling. And again, I think I get a lot out of trying to put down what I'm feeling into a sort of, something outside of my head and putting it down on paper. I think it's only natural for us to feel negative at times, especially this year with everything that's happening. If I'm having a bad day, I'll just go through and I'll just bullet point and jot down all the different things that I'm kind of feeling a little bit antsy about. And then I'll go back and I'll take a look at that and I'll try to really break down exactly what I'm feeling with each of those things. And, at the end of the day, I'll just kind of go through and I'll be like, this is just, it's actually not a big deal. So if it's something that's a little bit more heavy on my mind, I'll really try to understand what it is, what happened, is it anything that I could do to make that situation better, and then I'll slowly come up with a plan to help that situation out. Number 3, I think, is something that's really important. It's getting involved and helping your local communities. So obviously with me being in Australia, I'm watching what's happening in the US with the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's been something that's really been on my mind as well. So for me being here, I've try to do as much as I can to research and sign petitions, anything that I could do to support from here. But it was also important for me to try to help Aboriginal people that are in Australia, which is also sort of a smaller marginalized community. And I've been able to get involved with work. We have a really good inclusion and diversity team, and specifically an Indigenous pillar. I've been getting involved with their communications department and writing out some communications about different initiatives that we can do to help those communities in Australia. So again, that's been really rewarding for me because, I've been in Australia for about 3 years now. I still don't know as much about the Aboriginal people. And it's been great for me being in the communications team because I often have to do a bit of research and try to, find out different initiatives that are out there and different groups that are there to help. I've found out that AIM Mentoring is a really good group to start getting involved with. They have things like 180 Seconds of Wizardry and Imagination TV and all different initiatives to help marginalized kids in Australia. There's a lot of different initiatives, and I'll link some of the groups below if you would like to get involved. The 4th thing that's been helping me is blogging, and actually even vlogging now. I've always found that to kind of set up a website, learning how to vlog and video editing, there's a lot that goes into it in terms of learning. So for me, having that ability to kind of learn new technologies and learn how to do new things is something that's always rewarding. Number 5 is playing the guitar. If there's any sort of instrument that you have lying around the house, whether you know how to play it or not, I think if you have the time, you never know what kind of skills you have. So go ahead and pick up that instrument and see what you can do with it. I learned how to play guitar initially during college, and then it was sort of an on and off type of hobby. And then when I came to Australia, one of my cousins had a guitar that he wasn't really using or playing. So he had lent it to me, so I have that around my apartment, and oftentimes find that I'll just kind of pick that up and learn how to play a song. I can easily spend a couple hours doing that. Number 6, I think, is just indulging yourself a little bit with any type of your favorite food or drink. But one of my ultimate go-to cravings has been grilled cheese. I love grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm really lucky. I live on top of this really awesome restaurant which makes 7 Seeds coffee, which is one of the local favorites in Melbourne, and their coffee is amazing. So at least daily or a couple of times a week, I will go down and get a coffee. And I've actually bought some of the 7 Seeds coffee myself, so I'll just sort of enjoy a cup of coffee every day if I can. So number 7 is beauty. Most days, unless I have a presentation or something like that, I'm not wearing any sort of makeup, and it's all just been about having healthy skin and hair, and just making sure that I'm hydrated, that my skin's hydrated, especially being in Melbourne. It's very dry. So I just want to go through a couple of different products that I actually use daily, if not weekly. So the first being the More Pacific Moisture Bound Skin Energy Mist. I have been using this mist now for years. I think probably since my mid-20s I've been using it, and it's probably the best face mist that I've ever used. It's just absorbs into your skin. It's improved the texture of my skin so much. I've tried a couple of different other face mists, but definitely this is the one that I keep going back to, and I'll constantly just keep buying. And the way I use it, I'll actually just get out of the shower, I'll pat my face dry, and as soon as I do that, I'll spray the mist, and then I'll just put on some lotion. Another one of my favorites has been the Dior Lip Glow Pomade. It's kind of oily, and again, has been helping me. Sometimes I get dry lips and chapped lips, and that one's been really great. As well as a local favorite in Australia, which is the Lucas Pawpaw ointment. It's the little red tubes you can get in any Australian pharmacy or beauty store. Another lotion that I want to mention that I actually use as a night cream is the Brazilian Bum Bum cream. This little yellow jar. And again, I love the smell of it. I think for me at night, anything that kind of helps me, you know, get to a calm state and kind of ease into my sleep, that's been really helpful for me, just to put that on my hands. It just smells amazing and it just kind of instantly relaxes you. In terms of my hair, which definitely is in need of a cut, the shampoo that I've been using is the Kerastase shampoos. I actually have a new one that I have to open because I've run out of my previous one. Kerastase as a brand is just amazing. It's been keeping my hair really strong and shiny as much as possible. And last but not least, my little Lune, my fur ball. I don't think I would have been able to get through this being alone in the apartment without him. I swear he talks and he complains and he, you know, I'm the only thing that moves in the apartment, so sometimes he'll bite my legs, but it's all good. Lune's brought me a lot of joy and companionship, I think, during this time. If I didn't have this guy, it would be really difficult to get through quarantine just being alone inside my apartment. So guys, thank you for watching. If you like this post, feel free to like and subscribe below. I'm hoping that, you know, we will come out of quarantine sooner than later, and, you know, I'll get to kind of walk around Melbourne city a little bit more and just kind of go through some of the local spots that I go to and different restaurants and things you can do in Melbourne and all of that. But if there's anything that you'd like me to go through just during quarantine, more of these types of posts, feel free to comment and let me know below. I'll link some of the things that I discussed in the description area. And thank you for watching. Whoa.